Imagine stepping into your own backyard in late autumn, when every other tree has gone bare and cold, and plucking a jewel-toned, honey-sweet fruit right from the branch, one that nature practically gift wraps for you in brilliant orange. That's exactly what growing a persimmon tree feels like. And here's the best part. This stunning, low-maintenance fruit tree is one of the most rewarding things a beginner gardener in the United States can possibly grow. Whether you're in the warm South, the mild Pacific coast, or somewhere in between, persimmons are quietly waiting to become the crown jewel of your garden. So if you've been thinking about adding one to your yard, your patio, or even a large container, this is the guide that will get you started and keep you going all the way to harvest. Let's start with understanding what you're actually working with. Persimmon trees belong to the genus Diospyros, which translates poetically from Greek as food of the gods. That name alone should tell you something about how this fruit has been treasured for centuries across Asia, the Middle East, and increasingly across North American gardens. There are two main types that American gardeners tend to grow: the American persimmon, Diospyros virginiana, and the Asian persimmon, Diospyros kaki. The American variety is incredibly cold-hardy, native to the eastern United States, and produces small, sweet fruits that ripen after the first frost. The Asian variety is what you typically see at grocery stores, larger, more ornamental, and available in both astringent and non-astringent types. Non-astringent varieties like fuyu can be eaten while still firm, much like an apple. Astringent varieties like hachia must be fully ripe and soft before eating, or you'll experience that unforgettable mouth-puckering sensation. For beginners, the fuyu persimmon is often the most forgiving and satisfying choice, and it's widely available across the country. Now let's talk about where to plant your persimmon, because choosing the right location is one of the most important decisions you'll make. Persimmon trees are remarkably adaptable, but they genuinely thrive when given the right conditions from the start. These trees love full sun. And when gardeners say full sun, they mean it. Your persimmon should receive at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight every single day. More is better. A south-facing or west-facing location in your yard is usually ideal because it captures the most sun throughout the growing season. When persimmons don't get enough light, they may still grow, but they'll produce far fewer fruits, and the ones they do produce won't develop that deep, rich sweetness that makes them so extraordinary. So don't tuck your persimmon tree into a shaded corner or let taller trees crowd it out. Give it space, give it light, it will reward you generously. Temperature is another factor where persimmons show their forgiving nature. American persimmons are impressively cold-hardy and can withstand winter temperatures well below 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Some varieties tolerate as low as -25 degrees Fahrenheit, making them suitable for USDA hardiness zones 4 through 9. Asian persimmons are slightly less cold tolerant, generally doing best in zones 7 through 10, though some varieties like hachia and fuyu can handle brief dips into the teens. On the warmer end, persimmons also tolerate summer heat beautifully, which is why they're such popular backyard trees in California, Texas, Georgia, and across the Southeast. If you're in a frost-prone area and growing an Asian variety, choose a spot with some wind protection and avoid planting in low-lying areas where cold air settles during frost events. The good news is that persimmon trees bloom late in spring, which means they naturally avoid most late frost damage that plagues earlier blooming fruit trees like peaches and apricots. Soil preparation is where many beginners make their biggest early mistakes, so pay close attention here. Persimmon trees are not especially demanding about soil, but they do have preferences. They perform best in well-draining, loamy soil with a slightly acidic to neutral pH, generally between 6.0 and 7.0. What they absolutely cannot tolerate is standing water or consistently soggy soil around their roots. Poor drainage leads to root rot, which is one of the few things that can genuinely harm an otherwise tough persimmon tree. Before planting, it's worth testing your soil's pH using an inexpensive test kit available at any garden center. If your soil is too acidic, you can raise the pH by incorporating ground limestone. If it's too alkaline, Adding sulfur or acidic compost will help bring it into range. When you dig your planting hole, make it roughly 2 to 3 times as wide as the root ball, but only as deep as the root ball itself. Planting too deep is a common mistake. The root crown should sit right at, or just slightly above ground level. Backfill with the native soil mixed with a bit of compost. Water thoroughly, and apply a 2 to 3 inch layer of mulch around the base of the tree, keeping it a few inches away from the trunk to prevent moisture buildup against the bark. Watering is where your persimmon's long-term health is won or lost, especially in its first 2 to 3 years of life. Young trees have not yet developed the extensive root systems that make mature persimmons so drought-tolerant, so they need more consistent care during establishment. In the first year, aim to water your persimmon deeply once or twice a week during hot, dry weather. Deep watering is the key phrase here. You want moisture to penetrate 12 to 18 inches into the soil, so roots are encouraged to grow downward rather than staying shallow near the surface. Shallow roots make trees vulnerable to drought stress and wind damage. A slow trickle from a soaker hose left on for an hour or two is far more effective than a quick spray from a garden hose. You can check whether your tree needs water by pushing a finger 2 inches into the soils near the base of the tree. If it feels dry at that depth, it's time to water. If it still feels moist, wait another day or two, once your persimmon is established. Generally, after its second or third year in the ground, it becomes dramatically more drought-tolerant. Mature trees in many parts of the country need supplemental watering only during extended dry spells or periods of intense summer heat. Overwatering a mature persimmon is far more common than underwatering, and it can cause just as many problems. Yellowing leaves, waterlogged roots, and even premature fruit drop can all result from too much waters. During the rainy season or in regions with regular summer rainfall, established trees often need no supplemental irrigation at all. Mulching consistently around your tree helps regulate soil moisture, keeps roots cooler in summer, and reduces how often you need to water, which is a win for both you and your tree. Fertilizing persimmon trees is blessedly simple compared to many fruit trees, but doing it right will noticeably improve your tree's vigor and fruit production. Young trees benefit from a balanced fertilizer. Something like a 10 to 10 to 10 granular formula, applied once in early spring as new growth begins, and again in early summer. Use the amount recommended on the product label based on your tree's size. Avoid fertilizing after midsummer, because late-season nitrogen encourages new, tender growth that won't have time to harden off before winter arrives, leaving it vulnerable to frost damage. For mature, established persimmon trees, an annual application of a balanced fertilizer in early spring is usually sufficient. Many experienced persimmon growers prefer to apply a 3 to 4 inch top dressing of well-aged compost around the tree's root zone each spring instead of synthetic fertilizer. This feeds the tree slowly, improves soil structure, and supports the beneficial microbial activity that keeps roots healthy. One sign that your tree needs more fertilizer is pale or yellowish leaves combined with slow growth. A soil test every few years is the most accurate way to determine exactly what nutrients your soil may be missing. Pruning a persimmon tree is less intensive than pruning many other fruit trees, which is great news for beginners. The fundamental goal is to create an open canopy that allows sunlight and air to circulate freely through the branches. More light inside the canopy means better fruit development and reduced disease pressure. The best time to prune persimmons is late winter or very early spring, just before new growth begins. Start by removing any dead, damaged, or crossing branches. Then step back and assess the overall shape. Aim for a modified central leader or open vase shape, a structure with several well-spaced main branches radiating outward and upward. Avoid heavy pruning, because persimmons bear fruit on new growth that emerges from older wood, and cutting too aggressively can significantly reduce your harvest. Light, annual shaping is always preferable to dramatic, infrequent pruning. If you're growing a persimmon tree in a container, pruning for size control is more important, and you can be slightly more aggressive to keep the tree manageable. Now let's address the problems you might encounter, because even the most forgiving tree has its occasional challenges. Venkat. Leaf spot diseases, caused by various fungal pathogens, are among the most common issues persimmon growers notice. These appear as dark spots or blotches on leaves, sometimes causing premature leaf drop in late summer. The best prevention is good air circulation through proper pruning and avoiding overhead watering that wets the foliage. If leaf spot becomes severe, an application of copper-based fungicide early in the season can help. Scale insects, small shell-like pests that attach themselves to branches and suck plant sap, occasionally infest persimmons, especially in trees that are already stressed. Treat scale infestations with horticultural oil spray applied in late winter before new growth begins. Aphids sometimes cluster on new growth in spring, but they're easily dispatched with a strong spray of water or insecticidal soap. One of the most frustrating problems for persimmon growers is premature fruit drop, where young fruits fall off the tree before reaching maturity. This is often caused by inconsistent watering, insufficient pollination, or excessive heat stress. Keeping your watering routine steady and mulching to maintain soil moisture during hot spells goes a long way towards preventing this issue. Another question beginners frequently ask is about pollination. Most Asian persimmon varieties are self-fruitful, meaning a single tree can produce fruit without another nearby for cross-pollination. However, planting two trees of the same or different varieties often results in heavier fruit sets. American persimmons, on the other hand, are typically dioecious, meaning individual trees are either male or female, so you'll need both a male and female tree to get fruit. When purchasing trees, ask your nursery specifically whether you need a pollinator variety for the type you're buying. Cornstarch growing is absolutely possible with persimmons, and it's a fantastic option for gardeners who live in apartments or have limited yard space. Choose a large container, at minimum 15 to 20 gallons, with excellent drainage holes. Use a high-quality potting mix blended with perlite for added drainage. Container persimmons will need watering more frequently than in-ground trees, and will benefit from slow-release fertilizers applied at the start of the growing season. Bring potted persimmons into a sheltered, unheated garage or shed during winter if you live in a zone colder than the tree's hardiness rating. Harvesting your persimmons is one of the most satisfying moments in the entire growing journey. Fuyu persimmons are ready when they've turned a rich orange color and have a slight give when gently pressed, similar to how you'd test a ripe peach. Hachia and other astringent varieties should be left on the tree until they are completely soft and almost jelly-like inside. You can also harvest them while still firm and allow them to ripen indoors at room temperature, or speed up the ripening process by placing them in a paper bag with a ripe apple for a few days. Persimmon fruits that have been touched by the first frost often develop their sweetest flavor, which is one reason autumn harvested persimmons from your own yard taste infinitely better than anything from a store. The persimmon tree is, in many ways, a metaphor for patient, intentional gardening. It asks for very little: good sunlight, decent soil, consistent water during its early years, and it gives back abundantly in beauty, fruit, and fall color that rivals any ornamental tree you could choose. If you've been hesitant to start because growing fruit trees seems complicated or time-consuming, let the persimmon be your gateway. It's forgiving of beginner mistakes, resilient in the face of weather challenges, and generous in ways that will make you wonder why you didn't plant one sooner. Start with one tree in a sunny spot this spring. Give it the basic care outlined here. And by the time autumn rolls around in the coming years, you'll have something truly magnificent growing in your own garden. If you love learning about seasonal flowering plants, gardening tips, and nature care, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Nature Nurture Hub, your home for year-round garden inspiration. Let's keep growing together.